You say that you don't like them, but I see you all the time.
Hey everyone, my name is Allie and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing the end of the year book tag, and I was very kindly tagged by Jessie the Reader, so that means a whole lot to me and I'm so excited to do this tag. I don't think I've ever done this tag before on my channel, so that makes it even more special. And again, thank you, Jessie, for tagging me, and let's get right on into these questions because I am very excited to answer them. So the first question is, are there any books you started this year that you still need to finish? Okay, so I didn't want to take my entire bookshelf apart and get all these books because some of them are stacked underneath other books, but these are the ones that I could easily and readily get. So here's the stack. I have Sorcery of Thorns, I have Star-Crossed, I have Last Magician, and I have Strange the Dreamer. I also have, I think I need to finish Girls of Paper and Fire. I also need to finish We Hunt the Flame. I also need to finish Furyborn. So there are quite a few books that I need to finish, and a lot of them are larger fantasy books, which is a little daunting, but I definitely want to get through all these books by the end of the year. I know it's kind of like a big thing to ask of myself because we only have 2 more months left of the year, but you never know. I mean, I'm trying to keep things positive on this channel, so I'm hoping that I can at least get through a few of these books. The next question is, do you have any autumnal books to transition into the end of the year? And I have a few, but the 3 that I'm going to mention are ones that either I'm already currently reading or ones that are definitely going to be the next read book on my list. So here are the 3 books. They all have lovely black spines, which I think is just perfect for this time of the year, and they're all just a little spooky. So the first one that I have is Serpent and Dove, and I am currently in the middle of this book. I'm actually kind of a little past the middle of this book, but you guys know what I mean. So I'm currently reading this book. I am loving it so much. It is on the trajectory to be a 5-star read. I am totally loving this book. It's just so engaging and so fun, and the romance is a lot of fun as well. And I'm just really loving the characters and the world building, and everything is just so awesome about this book. There are definitely a few problematic elements within this book. One being there's a little bit of transphobia towards the end of the middle, I would say. If you follow me on Goodreads, you'll definitely see more of my updates on which parts of the book to look out for. But so far I've only ran into one instance of transphobia, and that's about it. And down below I'm going to link a review of this book that better explains some of the problematic elements in it, but otherwise I am really enjoying this book, and I definitely think I'm going to finish it within the next day or so. The next book is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and this has been one of my most anticipated reads of this year, and I am just so excited to get into this. I did start it when I first got it, but I only got to page 10, so I don't really feel like I really started it, but that just means I'm going to restart the book, and I hope I'm going to really enjoy it because I know a lot of people have already, and I just really love Leigh Bardugo. She's one of my all-time favorite writers, and I hope I really like this book. It seems like something that I'm going to enjoy. I know I say that a lot, but it really does. And I've also been looking for some more dark academia books to kind of add to my collection. I don't really have very many. So if you guys do have any recommendations for dark academia books, then let me know down below, and I will try to check them out at some point. Probably not this year, maybe next year. And the next book is another one that I definitely want to read right after I finish Serpent and Dove, and that is Stay Sexy and Don't Get Murdered by Karen Kilgariff and Georgia Hardstark. So basically these 2 wonderful murder ladies are the hosts of the My Favorite Murder podcast, which is one of my favorite podcasts ever. I love them. I love the podcast. I love listening to true crime podcasts, and I was so excited when they put this book out and when they announced it, and I'm so glad to actually own this book because I think I'm really going to enjoy it. And it's super short, so it's going to be a really fast read, and I really hope that I end up loving this book as much as I love their podcast. The next question is there a new release that you're still waiting for? The one off the top of my head that I can think of is definitely The Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. I have been anticipating this book for so long, and I am just ready. Like, after I finished The Wicked King, I was like, I immediately need this book. I need to know how it ends. I need to find out everything. I need to like learn what happens to Jude, what happens to Cardan. I am just ready. Like, The Wicked King left off on a point where I'm just like, anything could happen. Anything could happen in The Queen of Nothing, and I can't believe that we're getting so close to finding out what is actually gonna happen. Like, it's blowing my mind right now. I'm just like, I can't wait for it. I'm so excited. I love this series so much. It's just so much fun, and I love anything about like a human girl being in the fairy world. It's just awesome. It's just like, that's just like everything that I love in one book, and I'm just really excited for The Queen of Nothing. I think I'm really going to like it. At least I hope so. I mean, I hope it's not a letdown, but I'm just super excited to find out what happens next, and I am sure that Holly Black won't disappoint. So the next question is, what are the 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? So for this one, I did want to include books that I haven't talked about in previous questions, because obviously those other books are definitely ones that I would want to finish before the end of the year. But I decided to choose 3 other books, and the first book that I have is The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh, and this book has been eyeballing me from my shelf, being like, please read me, and I just haven't gotten to it yet. And if you don't know what this book is about, it is set in New Orleans in sometime in the 19th century, and there are vampires. That's about all I know. And I've tried not to spoil myself too much for this one. I know a lot of my friends have been reading it in their reading vlogs, and I have been watching their reading vlogs, but I've tried not to like retain too much info about this book because I don't want to be spoiled too much. So I'm really excited about it. I hope that some more vampire books get published in the coming years, and I'm ready to fall in love with a Renee Ahdieh book. It hasn't happened yet, but I think that it will happen soon, especially with this book. The next book is a little embarrassing that I haven't finished it yet, and that is Capturing the Devil by Carrie Maniscalco. I am currently not even halfway through this book yet. I've just been putting it off. I don't know why, I just have. Feel free to yell at me in the comments to finish this book because I need to. Also, this is the really pretty like cover that they sent you if you did like the pre-order incentive, and it's just gorgeous. Like, look at how beautiful and reflective it is. I love this. I think I love this cover more than I love the actual cover. It's just so beautiful. And the next one is The Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman, and I got this book at the Planned Parenthood book sale in my city, and I was so excited to see this book because I really wanted some more Alice Hoffman books. When I was a kid, I was in love with Aquamarine, both the movie and the book. Like, I read that book so many times, and if you didn't know, Aquamarine the movie is actually based on a book written by Alice Hoffman. So I read that book so much as a kid, so I feel like I would really enjoy her her adult books. So I'm hoping that I'll like it. This is actually the prequel to Practical Magic. I know Practical Magic came out before this book, but I'm going to start with the prequel because it's what I found at the book sale. They didn't have Practical Magic there, which is a little disappointing, but hopefully I can get it on Thrift Books or something and find a copy of it. But oh my gosh, isn't this the most beautiful cover you have ever seen in your entire life? Like, isn't it gorgeous? The next question is there a book that could still shock you and become your favorite book of 2019? So for this question, I definitely think it would be Furyborn by Claire Legrand, because when I was reading that book, I was really enjoying it. It was definitely on the trajectory to be a 5-star read. However, I read it at almost the perfect time. Like, one would say the perfect time, maybe another person would say the worst time. I say the perfect time because it makes me laugh every time I think about Furyborn. So basically, I started reading Furyborn, and then a few days later, or maybe even a day later, I don't even think it was that far like in the future, but literally the next day, that entire incest drama happened with Claire Legrand and a few other YA authors, and I just had to stop. I had to stop reading, mainly because I had joked about Furyborn on Twitter at some point, trying to be funny, because I try to be funny every once in a while. It doesn't work out because I'm not a super funny person, but I was trying to be funny. I tried to like poke a little joke at Fury Born. I really enjoy the book. I think it's a great book, beautifully written. And I tried to make a joke about the incest in the book because there is incest in the book. And people took it a little too seriously. And I was like, I thought we were all joking about this drama. I thought that this was funny. But clearly we weren't joking. I didn't get the memo. So I just stopped reading the book because I'm like, you know what? I need to step back from this drama, and I just decided to stop reading it. But I will continue reading it now that the drama is very, very dead. So I think I'm really gonna enjoy it. And I do think that it could be a new favorite book of this year. And the very last question is, have you already started making reading plans for 2020? Which is just the most mind-boggling number in my brain. I don't know why 2020 does not feel real. It doesn't feel like a real number. It doesn't feel like a real year. I'm just like, 2020 who? I don't know her. But basically, yes, I have been already making plans for 2020. I definitely think that I'm going to try to read more of the books that I already own. That's definitely been like a plan, a goal for most of the years since I've started BookTube, but I definitely want to really make a conscious effort in reading the books that I already own, especially the ARCs that I own, because I was gifted very kindly by a good friend of mine a bunch of ARCs from her work. So I have a lot of ARCs to get through now, and I have a lot of books that I've actually bought myself in the past years that I need to get through. Like, there are books that I bought like 2 years ago, 3 years ago that I still haven't gotten to. So I definitely need to push myself to get through those. And I also do want to revive my Shakespeare reading club because there are definitely a lot of plays that I haven't finished. I did get Twelfth Night, I got Taming of the Shrew, and I also have the entire collection of his plays. So there are a lot of plays I need to get through as well, and ones I definitely need to read, and that will definitely happen next year. I know I'm saying definitely a lot, but I just want to speak it out into the universe. I will bring back the Shakespeare book club, I promise. Okay, so I did notice that in a few clips I did have some lipstick on my teeth. I tried to rectify the situation as quickly as possible, but I'm sorry if it's distracting. I know. It distracts me as well. So anyway, thank you, Jessie, for tagging me in this video. It was so much fun to film, and it's so much fun to get to talk about some of like my plans for the rest of the year, some of my plans for next year. Also, I will be tagging some people down below, so check there if you want to see if your name is there. Also, I tag anyone watching this because just do it. I mean, it's such a fun tag, and say that I sent you and had you do this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also, go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Goodreads, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!